Welcome to the Maximum Edge Sports Wagering Show. My name is John Santucci. Call me Tooch. I got Anthony with me. We're going to talk a little college basketball and just kind of give a few thoughts on Super Bowl 56, Rams over the Bengals. Anthony, how's it going?
It's going good, man. It's going good. How are you doing?
Great night last night for me. Aside from Vermont losing to Hartford, things went pretty good. We had UCF big, Central Florida. That was one of our top plays, and Northern Colorado and the over. The almost 200 points in that game. So
I know 195. That was crazy. I had overwritten all over it. It was just were you willing to bite it for it? It was a good play.
It looked too easy. And it was too easy, but that's one where it looks so easy and you play it, and it was just as easy as it looked.
Usually,
so, yeah.
Very rare that happens. If it looks too easy, it's never too easy.
Yeah, exactly. That's what gives you a little pause. I looked at the over the total, and it was 156.5. I'm like, gee, that's high. But man, these teams score 80 regularly. It should be. It should be 160, 170s, and man, shot the lights out, both teams. So, all right, let's get to Super Bowl 56, Rams and Bengals. It was kind of the perfect situation for hitting the middle. If you played Rams money line and Bengals plus 4.5, a lot of people did too. One of my coworkers who was his first time wagering ever took Rams money line and Bengals plus the points, not knowing what he was doing. And I was like, hey, good job. Right. Good job. Our top play, which we gave out here on the show, was the Bengals kicker McPherson over 1.5 field goals, which we bombed. That hit. The first field goal, it was 4th and 1. I'm like, God damn it, why are they going for it? Take the point. And then, of course, they got stopped a little closer in.
I said the same thing.
Yep. Why the hell take the field goal? I mean, selfishly, I wanted them to take the field goal, of course. But, we saw the kind of the same script.
I mean, I was saying it, though.
Yeah, we got it easily. I mean, the second half. I mean, it was I never was really worried about it because the Bengals love to use their kicker, and he regularly gets 2+ field goals a game. We saw the same script where the Bengals fell behind in the first half, kind of like they did in every playoff game that they had this year, and make a valiant comeback. But this time they just fell a little bit short. Your thoughts, Super Bowl 56?
Yeah, it was a great game altogether. I mean, from the start to finish. I mean, a lot of people say it was boring. I didn't think it was boring at all. I think it was entertainment throughout. And in fact, I mean, I thought it went pretty damn fast. I mean, I don't know.
Yeah.
I mean, maybe that's just me, but I thought the time went really fast. I mean, next thing you know, it's halftime, like already, or the end of the third quarter. It's like already, holy crap! Bengals are 12 minutes away from winning the Super Bowl. Like, holy crap! And then, I mean, we took the +4. That was our winning play. We bombed the kicking prop, but the field goal props were the easiest thing. I mean, I felt like it was the easiest thing. We all said it on the show.
Yeah.
We took the Bengals made field goal in the first half. Bengals made field goal in the first quarter. Both teams to kick a field goal. I mean, that was like the easiest prop of them all. Both teams need to kick a field goal. I'm like, really?
It's free money.
T. Higgins, we said it on the show with Sean Higgs. T. Higgins is going to score a touchdown. I mean, I really focused on the plus money. Odell Beckham was -130, -140 to score a touchdown. I stayed away from it. It's just way too much juice. If you took the first touchdown, yes, you got 8-1 odds. But anytime touchdown, there was no value. I mean, Cooper Kupp anytime touchdown, -220. Even plus, and I mean, personally, I can't take 2+ touchdowns with anybody. So, unless you got Megatron as one of your receivers, I'm going to put like 3+ every game and take my chances. The guys
that first touchdown, Stafford to Beckham, was a beautiful throw. And then after that,
beautiful.
Beckham went down with a knee injury. I don't know. Did he tear his ACL or?
I am pretty sure he did. I'm pretty
It
sure
looked
he did.
like
I
it.
saw the headline today. I'm almost positive. Yeah. I mean, I felt bad for the guy. I'm not really going into the game. I wasn't a fan of him, but the guy's done a great job for that team. I mean, it was a perfect playbook for him. I mean, he was able to do what he wanted to do. He was able to catch the ball, get targets, and it opened up so much more for other receivers. So, I mean, it's like the perfect system. So, if he's able to come back to LA, I think that's the perfect system for him. But it'd be interesting if he does go back to LA based on salary cap.
Yeah, they really put him in a position to succeed. And if Beckham hadn't gone down, I'm not so sure that this game wouldn't have been a blowout. Because the Rams were firing on all cylinders with him in the lineup. After that, they kind of, offense sputtered a little bit with Van Jefferson instead in that role. They still had Cooper Kupp, but the Rams were able to focus more on Cooper Kupp, and he still showed up with 2 touchdowns and ended up being the Super Bowl MVP. Stafford gets his ring. The Bengals sure were close, man. Any thoughts on next year's possible Super Bowl or conference championship quartet?
Well, you always got to talk about the Chiefs. You always got to talk about the Bills. They're just going to get better. Those teams are not changing. The Rams, they might be without Odell Beckham. They might be without Sony Michael as a backup running back. I mean, he was a key factor. He might be without Aaron Donald. I mean, without Aaron Donald, that's less pass rush. Without Odell Beckham, if Robert Woods comes back, I mean, it's still going to be a great team. Don't get me wrong. But it's not going to be a Super Bowl caliber team. As they squeaked by every team in the playoffs, including the Super Bowl. Beckham was the difference in the Super Bowl, that touchdown. I mean, but Stafford was, he did it, man. I mean, he literally won that game for him on offense because that Bengals defense was doing a phenomenal job. Phenomenal. I mean, we talked about it on the show. That Bengals defense is not as bad as people say they are. I mean, going into the playoffs, and what did I tell you, Tooch? Not sold on this Bengals defense at all. But they came to play in the playoffs. And that was the difference how they got there. Their defense, nobody gave them any credit, including myself. So, and they played excellent. Excellent in the Super Bowl. Even though they lost, I mean, they played excellent. In LA, on the road, that is a road game. And you gave up 23, 24 points if you count that extra point. And what crazy thing is how much Vegas lost or made on that missed extra point.
Yeah.
Otherwise, it would have been a push. It would have been a push. Everybody got their money back. So that was a big swing in money-wise in the Super Bowl. But all in all, I mean, I was happy with it. I mean, I made a ton of money. I know you made a ton of money. My guys made a ton of money. I was happy with the outcome. I'm happy that the Rams, because the players deserved it that were on the team. Stafford, I mean, all those years in Detroit suffering. I mean, it was a dead end team. He finally won. He was able to show his talents. Beckham, he's a winner, man. That guy wants to win, and that's all he wanted to do was win. Von Miller, Aaron Donald. I mean, I can go on. Cooper Kupp. There's a bunch of great players. The Bengals, very good team, but they're just young, very young, and they'll probably be back. I mean, maybe not next year or the year before, but they're definitely going to be back in the Super Bowl within the next 2 years or so, for sure.
They'll keep building around Joe Burrow and those receivers.
Yeah.
Fix the offensive line, maybe improve the defense a little bit, and watch out. I mean, AFC seems to be stronger than the NFC. Even though the Rams won, they were built to win through free agency and trades. Next year they'll be in salary cap hell. It won't be the same team, and teams rarely repeat as Super Bowl champions in this day and age. So
anything.
Yeah.
Any league. I mean, It's another LA team. I hate to say it like this, but it's another Los Angeles team that bought their championship. The Lakers bought their championship a couple years ago during the COVID year. The Dodgers won or paid for their World Series title during the COVID year. And let's be real, they paid for their title this
Yep.
year. Because
All their
without
draft
Von
picks.
Miller putting the pass rush on the corner, without Odell Beckham, that trade, Odell Beckham by itself was the difference maker. Without Beckham, I don't believe they even make it past the Bucks. So
Yeah. They went
that's
out and
my
got
take,
Matt
but,
Stafford,
hey, they won it. They did. Yeah.
paid a
I mean,
lot
that
of
was
draft
when
picks.
they made the Stafford trade. I was happy for the guys. Like, you know what, this Rams team's going to be stacked. I mean, we know Matt Stafford more
Yeah.
than anyone because we're Bears fans. I mean, he torched us for all those years. I mean, you give this guy 1 minute, still not game over versus the Bears
Yeah.
in Detroit. So I'm so happy to see him out of Detroit. But hey, good for him. He deserved it. Guy's been a stud all these years and to show for it. So, and the crazy thing is, he's got more. Was it? No, he's got as many wins in the playoffs as Aaron Rodgers does in his 1 year Stafford. Aaron Rodgers does in his 13-year career. That's mind blowing.
Yeah.
So
Yep. All right. Let's shift over to college basketball, which is in full swing. And you and I work hard every day getting picks to our clients. We often work together. If people don't know, we collaborate almost every day on picks, looking for the hidden gems, the best plays, finding the maximum edge plays, and giving them out. First game we're going to talk about is Iowa State heading to TCU. TCU got the best of Iowa State in Ames. This is a rematch, revenge on the mind of the Cyclones. But, Cyclones trending downward. TCU also, had some close games. A loss the other day to gosh, I forget. Refresh my memory, Anthony. We had TCU and they came up short.
They lost to Texas Tech on the road.
Right, Texas Tech
And
on
the
the
crazy
road.
thing is, TCU was up 10. They were up 10 in the first half, going into the second half, and then Texas Tech just put another gear on and took them out, won by 13. I love this TCU team. I mean, you know that. I mean, the last 3 games they got 1 win and 2 losses, but since that Kansas State game, they have not been the same team in my opinion. They lost to Kansas State, and they were plus 2.5. We pounded TCU that game. I remember that, and we were even way off the entire game. They never had a chance. They were down like 10, 15 the entire game and more. Then they went. Oklahoma State came in town and they beat up on Oklahoma State 1 by 4. And then last week, I mean, on Saturday they had a respectable loss versus Texas Tech in Texas Tech. That's not an easy place to win. Texas Tech is turning it on. That team is dangerous. Going into the tournament, that team is to look out for. I don't care if they play Kansas. I don't care if they play Duke. That is one team nobody wants to play is Texas Tech. And then on the other hand, you got Iowa State. They've lost 4 in a row, including Kansas 4 games ago, at Texas, only scoring 41 versus Texas, at West Virginia. West Virginia they're a mess, big mess right now. They lost by them by 16. And then they lost to Kansas State last game by 6.
Right,
I am not a fan of Iowa State on the road.
No, and a lot better home team, the Cyclones. Their arena notoriously tough to play at. It's about 30 minutes from me here in Iowa. We had Kansas State last night, and West Virginia jumped out to a lead. But I wasn't really worried, about it. Figured Kansas State would come back. TCU has had injury issues with their star Mike Miles. He's back. I like TCU tonight. Like you said, Iowa State. Well, trending in the wrong direction. The early season, that defense, teams have got enough film on, the Cyclones and the defense and stuff. Now it comes down to just putting the ball in the basket. And Iowa State does not have as good an offense as TCU. So I lean the Horned Frogs in this one. Your thoughts?
So, The only reason TCU did not make my card is I wouldn't take TCU more than -3. It was 3.5 this morning, and I was like, I mean, Iowa State's still a good team, and I'm still not one. I'm not 100% fully confident in TCU. That's why I hesitate. I just rather just pass. But TCU
Yeah.
should take care of Iowa State. There's only a few teams that you fade no matter who they play, pretty much, especially in conference play. I don't care who they play, you fade them on the road. That's Iowa
Yeah.
State, that's Texas, Oklahoma State, and West Virginia. Those 4 teams, I don't care who they play in conference play. If they're on the road, I don't care if they're favorite road. You take the home team because
Yep.
those teams are atrocious on the road. Like for example, Texas tonight, they were -1 the whole day, and I mean, I'm like, I don't know how the hell Texas is favored. They are atrocious. They cannot score. They rely on defense, and really, they rely on their 6 man, which is the home crowd at home. I mean, I don't know what it is with home court, and they play night and day from home court to road court. But back to this game, TCU should be able to cover the 4, but I think it's going to be a sweat job throughout the entire game. I think this line is razor sharp. If they win, they're going to win no more than 6-7 points tops.
Yeah, and you brought up Texas, Oklahoma. That game's a big rivalry. Now Oklahoma is the favorite. The line moving towards. I'm tempted to after this, laying some money down on Oklahoma.
I love Oklahoma tonight. Love Oklahoma
Yep.
tonight.
Yeah, I love the coach.
I have full confidence in Oklahoma tonight. I mean,
Nice.
in 2 reasons. Oklahoma almost beat Kansas on Saturday. They had them beat. Kansas,
Yep.
I don't know how they pulled that one out of their ass. Number one, they were down big. They came back, took the lead, had a nice lead, and then gave it up. And Oklahoma had a chance to tie it toward the end of the game with time running out, and they missed the 3. So Oklahoma, I mean, I count that as a win just because of how close they got with Kansas. They went toe to toe, and they had them beat. They just let them. I mean, they basically lost that game, but Kansas won that game. So, but you can't compare Texas and Kansas. Oklahoma should roll tonight. I have full confidence in Oklahoma tonight. But in this game, TCU -4. If you're betting TCU -4, you're going to be sweating this game throughout. I'd be shocked, absolutely shocked if TCU blows them out. But anything can happen. Just like Vermont lost last night.
Don't
that
remind
was
me.
blowing me away. I mean, the team shoots 46% from 3-point land in conference play. They lose.
I know, right?
Fluke shit on the road versus Hartford, who they beat the hell up in the last meeting. So it is what it is. But nothing. You can't be surprised anything that happens.
All right, let's take a look at our next game. And that is Wyoming versus New Mexico. Wyoming not known for covering spreads. They've been playing some close games lately, Anthony. Now they hit New Mexico, who New Mexico not the best team, but they could keep this game close. Is 5.5 points too much for Wyoming?
I still can't figure out this Wyoming team. Feels like every time I touch this Wyoming team, they squeak by. I didn't touch the last game versus San Jose State. They won by 22. I had them 2 games ago versus Utah State -2, and it was a push. I had them 3 games ago at Fresno as +4.5. And if anyone knows, may always buy the hook. And that one, I just said, you know what? I think these guys went outright. I took +4.5. I put a couple dollars on the money line, and they won outright. They led the whole game between 3 to 5 points, the entire game, 3 to 5 points. That's how it went. And they beat Boise. I mean, this team is very, very impressive. They just don't disappoint. But something is telling me that 5.5 is just too much. New Mexico has 0 defense. I mean, that's their biggest issue. They just have bad defense.
Washington State has a good offense.
Air Force has no offense.
Yeah.
Good offense. New Mexico, not New Mexico State.
New Mexico is a good offense. Yeah.
I have to go with. It's a pass for me overall, but I wouldn't be surprised if New Mexico covers this 5.5.
Right. Why? I mean, he should, in all rights, Wyoming's the better team. They have a great offense. They've got a lot of size. They're one of the tallest teams in the country.
Great team, yeah.
They should win this game, but like we said, Wyoming has been playing some close games lately. They're just haven't really blown many teams out this season. But
you got to throw out that San Jose State game. Throw that out the window. San Jose State is a hot mess right now. They are so injured, so depleted. Don't look at that 22-point win to influence you on taking the -5.5, or they should destroy them -5, only 5.5. It's a 5.5 for a reason. If they were supposed to destroy New Mexico, the line would be a hell of a lot bigger. And there's a reason why this line's not going past 6. Because I know it hit 6 and now it's back into 5.5. I mean, the money's it's there, but I mean it's a very, very tough game. But realistically, Wyoming should cover, but I just don't trust them to cover.
Right, 21-3 for the Cowboys. They're first place in the Mountain West. New Mexico 10-14 against the spread. Wyoming 14-7-2, but New Mexico 14-6-2. They're both about the same against the spread. Something has to give. Straight up, Wyoming 8-2 on the road, so a good team on the road. And New Mexico home 8-6, so they're not terrible against their own. But yeah, like you said, Wyoming, these two teams score about 76 points a game. Would you take a look at the over?
I would lean over just for the fact that New Mexico's defense is not good. It is not good.
No,
they allowed 72 points to San Diego State, 77 points to Air Force. Let me remind you why I'm saying that. Those two teams averaged below 60 points a game, and they scored 72 and 77. So imagine what Wyoming, they better be in the 80s in this game. So I would lean over just based on New Mexico's poor defense and Wyoming able to score in the paint. I mean, there's no reason why this doesn't go over. I would rather take the over than the side.
Right. I'm wondering if look, New Mexico gives up 76 points a game. They score 76 points a game. Wyoming scores 76 points a game too, but they only allow 65 points a game on average. So, I mean, the better defense belongs to Wyoming. By all rights, Wyoming should win.
They both average 35% in the 3-point lane, which is pretty damn good.
Yeah.
Free throw percentage, 75% to 72.
Yeah.
Field goal percentage, Wyoming's 48% field goal percentage.
Yeah.
They're 22nd in the nation in that. Points per game, like you said, 76 points a game. I mean,
the points in the paint.
I'd rather take the over than the side.
Yeah.
Yeah, the points in the paint's the difference. Easy too.
Wyoming should cover. They should win and cover. I think.
Should, but like I always say, don't ever should on someone. So.
Yep, don't ever should on someone. KenPom makes this a 7-point victory for Wyoming, so I lean Wyoming. Let's move on to the last game we're going to talk about tonight, and that is a Big Ten showdown: Wisconsin versus Indiana on the road. The Badgers taking on the Hoosiers. Wisconsin has not played bad at Indiana, although lately Wisconsin has played bad. So, and Indiana has looked, they've looked decent. But man, the talent, Wisconsin has got some good players, man. Johnny Davis, one of the best players in the country. Your thoughts, Wisconsin versus Indiana?
There's no reason why Indiana's favorite tonight. There's no reason. This is the same coach that suspended 9 players for going out in Chicago 3 games ago, and since that suspension, they've lost 3 games in a row. Yeah. Illinois, Northwestern, Michigan State, yeah, they're really good teams, but I mean, they didn't even come close. They got blown out by 17 versus Illinois. They lost by 8, only 51 points scored versus Northwestern. And you got blown out by
Yeah.
15 by Michigan State. The team's just, they're not there with the coach. It's like they're rebelling against the coach. As in
Yeah.
Wisconsin, throw out the Rutgers game. I watched that Rutgers game. Wisconsin just looked bad. They had a bad game. And these guys, I mean, nobody's perfect. You're going to have bad games. So I'm
Yeah.
going to throw out that Rutgers game because they were tied, down by 2, tied the entire game
It's
until
a
the
tough
last
place.
2 minutes,
Yeah.
and Rutgers just pulled away. Yeah, but I don't
Rutgers
think
win
Indiana's
one on the
built
road
to
too
even
there.
win anymore. This Wisconsin team has more to lose than Indiana. Indiana really has
Yeah.
nothing to play for. Wisconsin has to win tonight. And if they're going to have any shot to keep that top 4 standing, get the first round buys for the tournaments.
That's right.
So you're giving me 3 points with Wisconsin on a team that has to win. Yes, it's in Indiana. Very, very tough place to play. I've watched enough Illinois, Indiana games, so I definitely know. But this is not the Indiana team from a month ago. This is the Indiana team that, like I said, rebelling against their coach. Now,
Yeah.
if it was before that, I would be all over Indiana. All over Indiana. But
Yep.
for Wisconsin not to be favored, this is a no-brainer. Give me Wisconsin. This has no-brainer written all over it.
Yeah, it's almost like the line they want you to take Indiana. They think, oh, Wisconsin, you know, they just lost to Rutgers, you know,
They
and
want you to take Indiana.
they want you to
Like,
take
oh,
Indiana.
why is Wisconsin not favored?
Yeah. So
Man. If you watched enough games and you watch these teams closely, day in and day out, you know damn well you got to throw out the Wisconsin game. You know what's going on internally with Indiana. It is a mess internally in Indiana. There's a lot of things you don't see behind closed doors. And this is one of those things. You don't take Indiana. If they somehow win this game, then I'm completely wrong. But if Wisconsin comes out and whoops them, I'll be 1,000% right, and that's the reasoning. Because they're rebelling against the coach.
I agree, man. I'm on Wisconsin. I'll take the 3 points and take my chances with the better team.
Well, think about it this way. So Wisconsin is third in the conference in the Big Ten. That's in 10-4. You got Michigan State and Ohio State. Michigan State 9-4. Ohio State 8-4. If Wisconsin loses this game, and Ohio State win and Michigan State win, Wisconsin's now number 5 in the conference, and does not get a first round bye in the tournament. That means they're going to have to work harder. They're only a game behind Illinois for first place. So, and Indiana's way down there at 7-7 in the conference. Well, Wisconsin 6-2 on the road, very good road team. I mean, Wisconsin has more to lose. Indiana has nothing to play for.
Ohio State should win tonight.
Yeah, I mean they're at home versus Minnesota, 13 favorites. That's like an easy winner in my opinion. I don't know if they cover, but Wisconsin, come on. This is the hidden gem. Now you're getting the Metro Met. Wisconsin +3.
Yep. All right. Let's give away a free play, and then we'll get out of here on a Tuesday night and watch some basketball. All right, here we go. There it is. Like we said, free play Wisconsin +3. I am also betting this game. Anthony, I think you played it too, right? So one of your plays.
Definitely.
Right on. All right, so we'll be back tomorrow night. We'll be back, I think, with David Bierman again from ESPN, our Wednesday night slot, and Thursday or Wednesday night, you and I are back talking to Dr. Chuck.
No, tomorrow night, Dr. Chuck. Yeah,
tomorrow night is Dr. Chuck,
Dr.
right?
Chuck and David Bierman.
Dr. Chuck and David Bierman. All right. Wow. Don't miss that. Anthony, thanks again. We'll see you tomorrow.
And I'm the team captain. He's the preview, and I'm the main attraction.
Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible. Unstoppable, unconquerable, on top of the world, accomplishing the impossible.
Invincible hustle, mighty desire to conspire, to transpire, to be higher.